My name is Valerie Stevens.
My name is Michael Cintron.
My name is Linda Green, and I work for the City of Milwaukee, and I'm a recording secretary at Local 33 for AFSCME.
I originally started with the city in 1972, and I worked in various departments in the tax assessor's office and rent assistance. I worked for a while, and then I left the city after 10 years and pulled my pension, unfortunately, and to raise the children. Well, then my husband lost his job with Harley-Davidson during their takeover with AMF. So then I came back with the city in the clerical pool and worked for fireman's pension for a few years. And then I also worked in the city treasurer's office during tax time for a season. And then I actually started with municipal court on April 1st, 1985, and I've been there ever since.
I've kept the same job since I started with the city. I'm a sanitation worker, and like I say, I'm going on my 10th year. So.
I've worked in the public sector for 11 and a half years with the city and another year and a half for the state of Wisconsin with probation and parole. And prior to that, I was an administrative assistant at a union office.
I was born and raised in Milwaukee, and I've owned a home in the city of Milwaukee since 1978.
I am originally from Milwaukee. I've been here my whole life.
I'm originally from Milwaukee, and my family has been here for as long as I know.
I have my brother-in-law is a retired police officer. My uncle was he's a retired deputy inspector of the police department. And I did have a couple of other relatives that I've got a cousin that works for DPW right now in the water department. The thing that I like most about working in public service, well, one, it's the job security. That was one of the reasons why I applied for the job in the first place. And the benefits that were offered when I first were hired, I mean, they were like top notch. You know, you figure you get a job with the city, you don't have to worry about, you know, getting laid off, and you knew you had good health care benefits and pension and everything else. I mean, I still enjoy working for the city. I love my job at municipal court. I find it challenging, helping people figure out how to get the warrants off of them and get their driver's license back, and I've always enjoyed working with the public.
I like helping people. I get a good feeling when you can help people in the public sector, give them information to help them maybe improve their life or help be able to get something done in the correct manner.
I just like being out there in the public and, you know, taking pride in my city.
I've traveled around this country from shore to shining shore, and it really made me wonder at the things I heard and saw.
I think the effects I felt through the, as a whole for the public sector, I think it's caused a lot of, I think morale's a little bad in any public sector position now, because of the fact that raises haven't been given, wages have been cut, benefits are sky high. All those things lead to people and the furlough days, all that kind of stuff. I think it's created a bit of a less than good morale with any public service employee.
The pay, I mean, we've been frozen now since 2009, and it's just really difficult to survive with what's happening with all the politics.
So actually, one of the reasons I did want to have a job with the city is due to the benefits and the pension. And through all our contract negotiations in the past, we always seemed to, you know, give up any kind of decent raise increase because we knew that we wanted to preserve our health benefits. And now the city's taken that away from us too.
The changes to the city health plan are going to affect my household. It's going to cost my family about $200 a paycheck, so that's about $400 a month. Because I have to take money out to cover the deductibles, so I participate in the E-Flex program so that I have the money to pay the deductibles when they come up. My medications, the new rates on co-pays for medication are going to be probably about double what they are now. So I'm probably going to end up being about $2,000 to $2,500 for the year in the hole.
The city's plans for the healthcare would just, I mean, I'd basically lose my house. I mean, right now I can't afford the healthcare with the way it is and with the way my pay is. Like I say, I haven't had a raise in 5 years. They took away our overtime. We, excuse me, we have furlough days, you know. I can't give anymore. The only thing I have left is blood.
Well, I feel bad for the retirees, you know, and also the people that are single income, you know, families where, yeah, it's going to be a real burden on them coming up with this deductible and the increased prescription costs. I know some people that take 10 to 20 pills a day, and if you're talking $50 a crack, it's going to be a very hard, you know, decision whether they, you know, pay their mortgage or, you know, be able to afford a decent diet if they have to pay this much out in health insurance premiums and the prescription costs.
What I would ask the council to do would be to take a hard look at what they've done to the City of Milwaukee employees with no increases in the increase in the cost of our benefits to us. They have to realize that we can't put money back into the community. We don't go out to eat. We don't do a lot of different things that we used to do. We don't go to the movies anymore. It's just all things you have to cut out so that you can afford to pay your medical deductibles.
You know, hold off on this raising the health care. I mean, I don't see how it's even fair that, you know, there's people in the city that make 6 figures. They're going to be paying the same deductibles that I'm paying, and they make 3 times my money. I don't think that's fair. I mean, you know, but it's the same way that they're doing with the raises. You know, a 1% raise for somebody making 6 figures is a lot more than somebody who's making $30,000 a year. So, I mean, I wish that they would base it maybe on what you make. I got a family of 4. I make $963 every 2 weeks. I'd love to see them live off of the money that I'm taking home because it's very difficult.
My husband passed away last year, so I only have one income right now. So if they decide to, and it looks like it's going through, raise my total contribution or deductible up to $1,500 for a single person, that's going to be awfully hard for me to handle right now. And especially since we haven't really gotten any kind of raise increase besides the 1% that they kind of threw at us, you know, if we maintain our residency. That was almost like an insult.
To me, and I know to a lot of my coworkers, we talk about this. Obviously, it's a big point of discussion. It seems like they're trying to eliminate the services to the public, but they're not trying to eliminate any costs, and they're bringing the costs to the citizens of Milwaukee along with the employees of the City of Milwaukee, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and I would think they need to take a good hard look at what they're doing.
I mean, I don't know where we can get any more money. I wish they would take it from the ones that are making the money rather than taking it from the ones who don't have it. I mean, that's pretty much where I stand on it.
I would like the city workers in general to realize that we definitely still have a union that exists. We're still fighting to try to maintain the rights of the employees. And it's very important that they get more involved in this, not just sit back and let the city do whatever they want with us.
I wish they would all come down and just, you know, stand together and hopefully that they would see that, you know, we can't give anymore. I mean, not to knock police and fire, but they're not the only ones that need to feed their families and have a good life. I mean, we all work for the City of Milwaukee and we should be treated equally.
I think we've been complacent for so long since Act 10 went into place that I think they feel they can walk all over us, and I think something needs to be done. We need to take some kind of action to let them know that we're not going to take this sitting down.
I've seen our people working throughout this mighty land, and I've prayed we'd get together and together make a stand. Then we'd own